I'll go first question. Can you tell us a little bit more about the demonstration, especially the one with the fried turkey at the beginning?
Austin Fire Department came out today to show what not to do when frying a turkey for the holidays. Basically, there are 5 things that you don't want to do. You don't want to have too much oil in the pot. You don't want to drop a frozen or partially thawed turkey into the deep fryer. You want to basically let it sit in the fridge for about 3 days. You don't want to have the fryer too close to a structure. If anything happens, it's going to easily become a structure fire. You do want the oil and the water to never ever mix, so if it does catch fire, don't use water or a hose to put it out, and never keep the cooking stuff unattended. So Texas ranks #1 for the most grease and cooking fires for Thanksgiving Day, which is pretty impressive when you consider that more than 3 times the average fires on any other given day of the year, it's going to happen on Thanksgiving Day. The fire department responds to more than 1,400 fires on Thanksgiving Day, which is, for us, a pretty exciting day.
Is that just the Austin Fire Department or fire departments nationwide?
That is going to be the departments nationwide.
Anything about the fire extinguishers we have at home? Like, I have heard that there's like a difference between like a grease fire or a regular. Like, does it matter what type of fire extinguisher I have at home when it comes to that?
It does matter what kind you have. The extinguishers should have ratings on the side of them, and you can. A really good fire extinguisher is going to say on the side what kind it is, and it should be like a Class C for flammable liquids.
Hang on just a second.
Does it matter if the turkey's organic?
They're almost always ABCs. Yeah, they do water.
It doesn't matter if the turkey's organic, although personally I prefer the flavor myself. But so yeah, this is going to be an extinguisher. Every extinguisher should be listed as A, B, or C on it, and it should have it right there on the front what kind is good for cooking in flammable liquids.
What was happening with the caster and skillet back there?
So oftentimes if the oil gets too hot, if the cooking area is unattended, it's easy to catch grease on fire in your kitchen. If that happens, the best thing to do is, again, go for a fire extinguisher. Water from the sink is just going to spread the flames, and then put something over it to extinguish the fire completely afterwards, so it won't reignite.
If someone doesn't, say, have access to a fire extinguisher, what would be the best route?
Best route is to throw something on top of it that's metal, like, say, the lid for the frying pan. Something like a baking sheet's really good. You don't have to get too close to it. Anything that's going to cut the oxygen to it.
My apologies. Could you take me through, just real quick once again, what happened with the turkey? What was it frozen? What happened, and kind of the process?
Sure. So we pretty much did everything you're not supposed to do in order to get a really amazing, cool flame. So it's there's too much oil in there. There was too hot. It was, I think, 500 degrees, and the turkey was frozen. So all of those 3 things are going to combine. Don't do this at home. Are going to combine to make an amazing flame, which is what we did for purposes to show y'all what could happen. So when you are going to drop a turkey into the deep fryer, you want to make sure you have only enough oil to actually cover that turkey, not enough that's going to splash over the edge once the turkey's inside of it. You want to make sure that you do only the temperature that is rated for that particular fryer, which is never going to be something like 500 degrees. And you always want to have that turkey completely thawed. So usually it takes about 3 days in the fridge to fully thaw a turkey.
Gotcha. And have you guys responded to any of these calls?
Oh, repetitively. It's an exciting day for us on Thanksgiving. Yeah. A lot of people like to do their deep fryer close to the house, which usually will then splash up onto the walls, and that becomes a structure fire for us. So that's a full 3-5 hour job for us at that point.
Some of these, are those turkeys like thawed, or are those all frozen, the ones you responded to?
It could be any one of those 3 things that I just said, but generally speaking, most people don't fully thaw their turkey before they throw them in there.
Why is the fact that they're not fully thawed, because they're frozen, why does that lead to fire?
So you're going to have a lot of water frozen inside of that meat. Water and oil are destructive together, explosively destructive together. So when you have a really high temperature like that, any moisture at all, any water at all, is going to sparkle on top. You know, it's going to really explode. So you have little particles of ice inside that meat, and it instantly thaws, becomes water, and becomes explosive.
And do you know offhand what the temperature typically should be for fryers of this size?
Every fryer is going to be different. I've seen them go anywhere from about 300 to 400-ish. But really, the instruction manual, and if you don't have a manual, then online looking it up is the best way to go. Almost nothing is something close to 500. That's way outside of the norm.
I don't think we saw it, but I mean, how quick did a turkey catch on fire?
Oh, almost instantaneously. Yeah. Yeah, it is an instantaneous explosion.
If you're frying a turkey the right way, is there any protective gear you should be wearing while you're doing that?
There's usually equipment that comes with the fryer on top of like something that hooks the turkey, and so you can lower it in safely. Myself, I would use gloves in case anything splashes up, glasses to protect my eyes in case anything happens, and some kind of a cooking what they call it, an apron of some sort. I wouldn't really. Nobody wants to cook bacon naked. It'd be like the same thing.
Yeah.
And thank you for your patience. Once ago, what was that stat about the 1,400 or how many foot incidents was it?
There are more than 1,400 fires on Thanksgiving Day nationally, which is 3 times more than any other average day of the year.
Okay. Do you know ballpark in Austin area?
I know that we lead the country in Thanksgiving Day fires, but I'm not sure how many that is.
That's Texas, not
That's, I'm sorry, that's
Texas,
Texas.
okay.
Sorry, sorry, that's yeah. Sorry, that's Texas. My apologies.
No worries. Great. Anything, you did a great job. Anything we're missing you'd like to add to get out to the viewers?
Just have a really good Thanksgiving. Really good, safe Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
I do have just one request. This is more basic for
Yeah.
us, but how to really use a fire extinguisher. I know, I for one don't know. Excuse me. And I'm planning on doing that like a separate web story. So
Okay.
people will have it at home and just see the thing and don't know how.
Sure.
Feel free to speak louder so the microphone's good.
Gotcha. So every extinguisher should be inspected every year, and it has all that information on here. Your apartment complex should be coming and checking it every year, giving you a new one if it expires. Basically, what you want to do is take out the pin, and you want to aim it down. You don't want to aim it at the base and go up, because you don't want to scoop with the power that this comes out. You don't want to scoop that oil up and out of the pan. So basically, if you kind of do it higher up, push down on this lever, and oftentimes you might do a circular pattern or something like that, but you're basically trying to coat the surface area and extinguish it. You're going to be separating the flammable liquid from the oxygen on top of it is basically what you're really trying to do with one of these type of extinguishers.
So don't just put it on one side, you have to circle it.
Yeah, I would try and circle it a little bit, try and completely cover that pan. It shouldn't be very much of a circle, but just a little bit so you completely, fully cover it. And you can always just dump all of this onto it. If you're worried that you haven't completely put it out, go ahead and put it out. And then once you've extinguished all of that, you don't want it to re-flare up. So I would put a cover over that, like say a pot cover or a pan cover, until it cools off. That way it won't reignite.
And I guess when you guys responded to past instances, either last year or the previous years, were there any injuries involved with those?
Honestly, I've been working operations until recently, so I don't know the statistics on injuries or anything like that.
Angela, do you mind restating what you do again, please?
Say that what?
Do you mind restating what you do again, please?
Oh, I'm a lieutenant in the Austin Fire Department.
Perfect. Thank you.
How do you say you spell your name again?
ANGELAMARTIN.
Okay, thanks so much.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Will Dupree back in the KXAN live studio. We just heard there from Lieutenant Angela Barton. You can see the crews out there removing some of the microphones from her because she was sharing some safety advice for all of us to keep in mind. They also demonstrated what not to do whenever you are cooking something on the stove or if you're frying your turkey. We will have all that safety information available for you at KXAN.com in case you missed any of that. So head over to our website as well as pull it up on the KXAN News mobile app. For now, I'm Will Dupree in the KXAN live studio. We will see you back here a little later today. I just want to give you all a heads up because Thanksgiving's only a couple days away now, and if you are traveling like I will be, you may be wondering what the weather will be like for the holiday. We are going to share the Thanksgiving forecast and give you some information if you're traveling coming up this afternoon at a little after 1 o'clock, so you can join us then for an update about the holiday forecast. So we'll see you then. Thank you all again for joining us here this morning. We'll see you back here this afternoon. Everyone enjoy the day. We'll see you soon.